Okay, so step one just says define the variable. Step two, then you're going to write a system of equations, which means you're going to write two equations to solve it, and then check your solutions. So let's read the question first. It says, Brianna, so roses and carnations. Carnations are sold for $10 each, while roses are listed for $12 each. If Brianna sold, what is that, $428 and only sold 38 items, how many roses? I don't know why her name changed to Opal at the end because it looks like it did. But it says how many roses and carnations did Opal sell? So maybe her name is Brianna Opal. Who knows? I don't know. All right. So now you can definitely use X and Y. But a lot of times it's also nice to use like C and R. C to represent carnations and R to represent roses. So let's just change these to C and R. Okay, because sometimes it's nice to have the letters coordinate with what you're referring to in the problem. So step one, when we say define the variables, this is what we mean. Either you're going to use X or Y or some other letter like we are, C and R, and then you're going to then form your two equations based on the information in a second. Well, C obviously will stand for carnations. Okay, and R will definitely stand for roses. So define your variables. That should be in words. So I'm going to put words here. Okay, so I need to have some words written as to what your variables are representing. So then I'll go back to the problem and read it so we can formulate our two equations. So what I first notice is that I have these numbers that have dollar signs by them. So they will be grouped together in one equation. So it says, Brianna, so roses and carnations are sold at $10 each. So that's going to be 10C. And roses are listed at $12 each. So that's going to be 12R. For a total of $428. Okay. And then it says the other title you have is just 39 items. Okay, that's the other information that you're given. So the items obviously include your carnations and roses. So your carnations plus your roses will give you a total of 39. Okay, and that would be your two equations that you would use to solve for C and R. Now, from this point, it is totally up to you how to solve it. Okay, now obviously I probably wouldn't use the graphing method. You got a big number like 428, but probably the best method would either be substitution or elimination, and that's where you get to make the choice. Okay, I'm going to do substitution. So let's say we solve this equation for C. So if I solve this equation for C, I'm going to move the R to the other side. So that's going to give me 39 minus R. And actually, let me write C equals. Okay, you could also write negative R plus 39. It means the same thing. Okay. Okay, so go ahead. Use the substitution method, replace C into the first equation with 39 minus R. So go ahead and work that out. All right, so just doing the substitution, I took the 39 minus R, replaced it with C. So I distribute the 10, and then I got 390 minus 10R plus the 12R equals the 428. Okay, I simplified the negative 10 plus 12, and I got 2R plus 390. Subtracted 390, I got 2R equals 38. So the number of roses equals to 19. So then, of course, you're going to go back to here to get your number of carnations. Okay, so if I say that C equals 39 minus 19, so how many carnations do I have? 20. Okay, so I have 20 carnations and 19 roses. So right where it says solution, You will actually write that out in words. 20 carnations and 19 roses. Okay, we have at a local farm, there are pigs and ducks. And it says if there are a total of 68 feet and you count 26 heads, how many pigs and ducks are there? Okay, obviously they gave you a hint. A duck has 2 feet and a pig has 4. All right, so here again, let's just change, instead of doing X for pigs, let's do P. Okay, so this will be the number of pigs. Get my little stylus here. And let's do D for ducks. Okay, so it says we have if there are 68 feet and you have 26 heads, how many pigs and ducks are there? And then it gave you a big hint. A duck has 2 feet, pig has 4. So we're going to do 4P for the pigs plus 2D for the ducks. Okay, 2 feet that is, and that gives us a total of 68 feet altogether. Okay, so that's one of our equations. And then, of course, it says there are 26 heads, so you have 26 animals altogether. So the pigs plus the ducks equals to 26. All right, from there, I'm going to let you solve. If we could all just solve the second one here for P, so we'll be doing the same process. So P will equal to 26 minus D. So you want to replace that 26 minus D in for P in your first equation. So I'll give you a chance to work that out and see what you get. Okay. So once you have it worked out, just make sure where it says solution that you actually write Glenn used how many chocolate chips and how many peanut butter chips. All right, who has an answer for P first? Okay, yes.
I got 15.
All right, so we got 15 for P, the peanut butter chips, and how about for chocolate chip? Yes, 18 is correct. Okay, and again, we will say 15 peanut butter and 18 chocolate chip. Okay. All right, so when you go to the next page, okay, you're going to see some other problems, and I might want to take a look at the first one, even though I said I was going to let you guys do this one. Let's see. Yeah, let's do, let's go to, actually go to your homework, this one here. What page number is this one? 15? Okay, so go to page 15. And let's just set up so we'll have the same variables here. And this one is talking about student tickets. You had one similar to this for homework. So let's change S for student tickets and A for adult tickets. So let's just have the same variables there. And then for number 8, you're talking about students and non-students. So let's use S and N. N obviously will be for the non-students. Okay, so we'll have the same variables when we check. Number 9, you're talking about multiple choice problems and fill in the blanks. So let's use M and F. And then for number 10, we're talking about, and we could actually use X and Y. So let's use that one, and one will be for the Cream Star Bank and one for First Val Bank. So you can use X and Y for those last two. Okay. Let's do this instead of doing the one on the next page. Let's take a look. Go to this page here. We're going to fill in this top page here. So the 3 different ways we have learned to solve a system of equation. The first method we covered was graphing. Okay, the second method was substitution. And the next method was the elimination. Another name for elimination is linear combination, so you might hear that word as well. And it makes sense where you combine the 2 linear equations together to eliminate. So that's just another word that you might hear. So it says the length of a rectangle, and let's just use L and W. So obviously this would be for length and width. Okay. And it says the length of a rectangle is, so L is, and then it says 1 less than twice the width. How would you write that? 2W minus 1. Very good. Okay, the length of the rectangle is, so L is means equals, and then it says 1 less than twice the width. Okay, and then it says if the perimeter is 40. Well, you do need to know the perimeter formula. What is the perimeter formula? 2L plus 2W equals to 40. Okay, there are your 2 equations right there. So I'm not going to solve them. That part you guys will do. L has already been isolated, so you can just replace L right into that perimeter equation. Solve, get your W, and then find out what L equals to at the end. Okay. All right, let's take a look at number 2. A group of 40 children attended a baseball game on a field trip. Each child received either a hot dog, or a bag of popcorn. Excuse me. Hot dogs were $2.25, popcorn $1.75. The total bill was $83.50. How many hot dogs were bought? And actually, they didn't even ask for the popcorn, but you can do both. So let's just do H for hot dogs. And P for popcorn. Okay. So what was the cost of the hot dogs? $2.25. Okay, so let's do $2.25 H. And the popcorn was how much? Okay, so $1.75 P. And what was the total cost? $83.50. Okay. And then, so how many of total children do we have? All right, so we're going to say H plus P equals to 40. All right, so I'll stop it there. You should be able to figure out the substitution method and continue with that. So then what I'll have you finish up is just the next page after you finish this. So if you would just go ahead and do these 2 pages, 16 and 17, that'll be your classwork. And I think I had page 15, and that's not on your calendar, so you might want to write that down. We're going to do page 15 for the homework. Okay. All right, so you definitely should have enough time to do both of these now. Okay, they're not very long problems.